الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. My dear good people of Zamfara State and Nigeria in general, I remain Mujtaba Rupai Gusau, Chairman, Zamfara State Concern Forum. Today, I will like to discuss on the issue that concerning my fellow youth brothers of this country. This is a call to action for all young people who are concerned about the state of politics and the politicians in our country. Every day, we witness an increase in violence and the loss of innocent lives, causing our nation to struggle with extreme hardships. It is time for us to take action and make a change regarding the oppressive politics we are being deceived by before it becomes a concern for all of us. We must put aside the fear of repercussions and stand strong in beliefs, as there is nothing to fear except standing up for what is right. Our financial status, connection, or power should not dictate our participation in a democratic politics. Changes can be achieved through courage, perseverance, resistance, and persistence. We must also eliminate the fear of death, suffering, hunger, greed, or imprisonment, as none of the above stated are permanent in a human life. Instead, we must take matters into our hands and work toward a better future for ourselves and our nation. We also must engage in community awareness to our mission. We should encourage others to stand up for what is right and participate in politics, and we must work together as a community to bring about change and restore the dignity of our great nation, Nigeria. We must realize that the Igbo, the Yoruba, the Fulani, the Hausa, and other tribes in Nigeria that we are made up of the same mother nation, created by our God, who alone knows the reason behind combining us within the same boundaries and want us to live together as brothers and also unite. We should not be overwhelmed and allow the spirit of faction that divided our ancestors to win against us today. They are them and we are us, distinct by nature, behavior, actions, appearance, but united by our interaction and the common goal of building a better future for ourselves and our good nation. So let us come together as one and work toward a better future for ourselves and our dear nation. We must strive to do what is right and seek guidance in all our actions for a better future for ourselves and for the nation. Therefore, this is a call to action for all young people who are concerned about the state of our nation. We must stand up and make a change before it becomes too late for us to take any move in addressing this matter. Let us work together to restore the dignity of our nation and build a better future for ourselves and our future generation. However, it was really disheartening for the youth generation like us to be on the foundation of our current leaders when it comes to our time to lead this nation. We are not ready to behave in such a way they are behaving and leading the people like they are the one who created the people or like the people are under slavery in their custody. It is no longer being accepted by anybody, by anyone, no matter who he is, to do what he like and to act the way he wants, not for the interest of our fellow citizens. We have to observe and consider many of our brothers who are already become a vulnerable in so many of our society, which in according to the constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, they actually not deserved to lie the way they are living now. As part of the constitution mandatory, it is the cardinal responsibility of every government to ensure the safety and the security of citizens. But to be frank, our government, both the present and the previous ones, have failed it. And their selfishness, interest, and their intention of stealing the public funds for their comfortable and their children's comfort have not let them make any developmental project that will be of benefit to each and every citizen of this nation. It is very, very unfortunate for the state, for a country like Nigeria, which so many countries that you are giving independence together have made it possible with a far, far distance with us. But why? Due to the selfishness of our political leaders. So I want to call the attention of the people to realize and also to understand that we have sustained enough and we have wounded enough and we have stoned enough from their stones of fire to the citizens of this nation. So it is a time for us to make a move, or one by one they will end us before we realize it. If it is not in Nigeria, I have never seen a country whereby the same circle of people who have started the democracy in 1999 in Nigeria are still the same people who drive the government of this country up till today, 2023. And something that must be in touch to the heart of any concerned citizens is that the basic amenities that you're supposed to be enjoy under democratic political system was not being given to us. I could stand up in front of anybody and declare that the citizens of Nigeria are not benefited anything from the government apart from the useless amount of money they were called a salary. I have called the salary a useless amount of money because that is the deserving name to call it. Because in a situation whereby a citizen who spent more than 1 million of naira just to go to school and obtain a BSc certificate or masters could graduate coming back to his nation, but it will be difficult for him to find a job for employment. After staying alone for a very long time without employment, but with the paper of your BSc or masters always in your pocket, looking for the ways to survive. And I call the salary that you are given by the government a most useless, because how could imagine that a degree holder in Nigeria that will be automatically recruited by the state government and appointed with grade level 08 from the starting point, but his salary is not more than 30,000 naira per month. So, to be honest and let's be frank to ourselves, today the bag of rice will cost you the sum of 38,000 naira. So, how could you expect that 30,000 naira amount you are being paid by the state government can hold you throughout the month when the bag of rice is costed 38,000 naira? So, that is why, sincerely speaking, I will never ever agree that the government has fully intention of eliminating the issue of insecurity in the nation, because if a person like me who have the BSc certificate recruited by the government paying 30,000, which even if I choose to be in the park, carry a lot of people, taking them from one place to another, in a month I can generate almost 50 to 60,000 naira, while I am there in the office, support my brain, written, perform activities, and later paid up with 30,000 naira as my wages, because I cannot call it a salary. So many people have felt into the issue of criminalities, terrorism, banditry activities, kidnapping, due to the selfish interest role played by the government, and some it will be like no option and no alternative for them unless to join that criminal gang. So if government want to end the issue of insecurity, nobody should tell them how to do, when to do, or where to do it. They know. Now, a current situation that we are in Nigeria, battling for the ways of life. How can we sustain ourselves? Providing a food to our families by the implication of fuel subsidy removal that make everything amount rise up in every area, in every aspect. There is no product that the money that you normally used to buy it in the last 3 months has not increased to multiple or getting to multiple of the amount you knew it for the first 3 months. And unfortunately, you may not expect if you bought it today and come back next tomorrow, you can still buy it at the same price you bought it today. So in a situation like this, but our politicians, leaders, are in fully rest of mind, and they will never stop performing whatever they want to do. But to wake up and address the issue that affecting the lives of the citizen in Nigeria become something of heavier on their head, since they are in a best condition with their families. Now, even though the Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress are fighting for the increasing of the workers' salary, to my own obsession, this adding of salary will not be of use for any purpose, because if you are collecting or you are paying 30,000 naira, and now government decide to multiply it to be 60,000 naira due to the pressure from the Labour Congress and other civil societies organizations. That 60,000 naira that you will be collected, in the eyes of your understanding, you will see that change had been come, because I used to collect the amount of 30,000 before, but now I am collecting 60,000 naira. This is not a happiest point, because what you should buy with that 30,000 naira that you are paid before as your salary in the past 3 months, now this 60,000 naira can never buy it for you. So, what is the advantage or necessity of using it? Of the increment of the salary. So, people need to be think and be wise. We can see that today in Nigeria, elitists and the most corrupted leaders known by all, because it is not a secretly matter. Everyone knows that they were taped, they are looting money, they diverted public funds to their personal gains for their conformity. But today, they were the same people that were occupied the space or the positions of a ministerial candidate. While the officer in charge of the economic crime and EFCC, economic financial crime, has raised an alarm over too many of them on the allegation of corruption while they are in office. But today, as useless, as wicked as Nigerian leaders they are, that officer in charge of the EFCC is in prison, while those suspected, as how the law call them. But to me, it is not the matter of suspect. I will call them a team direct. They were here getting appointment from the federal government where they can continue diverted the public funds. So I am sorry to say that to all Nigeria, if you are asleep, you should wake up. If you are wake up, you should be in alert. If you are not in alert, that is means you are a victim of danger. But the real truth is that the way Buhari has led this country and take the country into the most hardship situation will be nothing if you compare to what the current administration will do. Get your paper, note it. If God allow us and spare our life to witness the end of their tenure, you will give me the answer by yourself. But Nigerian expect no change from this government. There is no change from this government. Don't expect it. It is the same government with the intention of diverting public funds, and it's a corrupted government. So I will stop here and In conclusion, please let's come together and work towards bringing the integrity and the dignity of democracy in our states. We should not let being under the foundation of this our current leaders. We need to be restructure our foundation for our people to be in a peace and harmonious situation. Thank you very much for your time to listen to my message today. I am, as I stated in the first place, I am Comrade Mujtaba Rufai Gusau, a chairman Zampara Concern Forum, which inshallah will soon be emerging to start the mission of National Concern Forum. So we are praying God to support us for our mission of doing good and providing peace and stability to our dear brothers